Yo, B.J. Jones, haircut for homeless, and you're watching I Don't Care What You Think podcast.
But I do want to thank you and welcome you to the I Don't Care What You Think podcast. It's a pleasure and an honor to speak to you. You know, I know you're busy. I know you're on tour right now.
I just ended the tour Monday.
How was
Um,
that?
it was a good job. I always ended with a Labor Day cookout. Got a nice turnout. I mean, a lot of people came out. It was a good job.
What before I even ask you what got you into doing it, what got you into touring with it?
Uh, I don't know. The tour just kind of like happened. Then, um, I kind of figured if it's a lot of homeless people in Philly, then 9 times out of 10, it's a lot of homeless people in Jersey, Atlanta, and everywhere else. So um, when I started doing it here, I couldn't really have other barbers come out because of where I was at. I'd be in the middle of the street. And
Yeah.
I don't want their lives on my hands. So a couple people asked me, yo, can I come cut with you? And I had to tell them no, but then I started thinking about it. I want to go on tour. So I'm saying people that ask me, can they come out? I just take them with me. So I put a little team together. And I think the first place we went was like Camden. And Camden was so crazy that we had to keep moving with it. So I'm saying we just popped out. Just started hitting up everywhere and driving. Wherever we could pull up at, that's where we was at. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, so what got you what got you into even doing it? Like, was you just walking down and you was just like, damn, it's a lot of homeless people. I wish I could help them. Like, what made you
That's
even?
exactly it. You just hit it on the nose. That's exactly how it happened. Um, I've been cutting hair for about 15 years total. At the time right before I started haircut for homeless, I had tried to quit cutting because it just wasn't panning out the way that I needed it to. So I was working in downtown Philly. I would come across a lot of homeless people, and I just one day like, man, I gotta do something for these, for these people. And my wife gave me the idea, you want to go out, cut a couple of heads, you ain't played the Clippers in a while. So that's what I did. Well, at first I was like, no, that ain't gonna work. Cause I didn't know how to approach the homeless. Like, I ain't know, what I'm saying, how to go about it. So I'm like, nah, I don't want. But after a while, yeah, I just went out one day and 7 years later, we still rocking.
So with doing that, what would you say was, because I know you don't do it for the looks, you don't do it for the aesthetics, you do it out of love for your heart.
Yeah.
So when was the moment when you was like, damn, I'm really changing their lives with a haircut? Like, because people walk past homeless people all the time, be disrespectful, be rude. So I know your first approach, some of them is like, a haircut, yeah, all right. Like, and it's like when did you know, like, damn, they're affected by this in a positive way?
Yeah. I knew that early on. After the first boy that I cut, we had so much in common. We were the same age. I mean, kind of grew up the same way, and um, his reaction to it was one I never forget. Just the love that he felt, the love that he showed to me. So I knew that moment. It was like life changing for him, and if it could be that way for him, it could be that way for somebody else. So I kind of knew early on that one, it was bigger than a haircut. The haircut was like kind of just like the big. I wanted to dig deeper into how did they become homeless, what we could do to, help them, whatever the case may be. So like I said, when I seen his reaction, I knew like this might be something bigger than what I could imagine. You know what I'm saying I wasn't ready for it at the time. All the exposure, all of the stuff that came with the initiative I wasn't ready for, so I was trying to learn as I go. Like I mean, getting ready for what's coming next. Cause I ain't planning for none of this. I just want to go and do something dope one time, do my due diligence, keep it moving. I had no idea it was gonna go into this like worldwide international initiative. You know what I'm saying?
Was it was there any, how could I say it? Was there any backlash, like people who didn't understand you and your wife's vision? Like where it was like,
Yeah,
I'm not understanding why you're doing this. Like, so how did you, even if you did make them understand, how did you navigate that where it was like, yo, this is you might not agree with it, you might not understand it, but just support what I'm doing. Like
right,
I don't need you to understand. Just know it's nothing negative, and just know it's nothing stupid. Like, how was that trying to get people to understand? Like, yo, this is a deed I'm trying to do to help people.
right.
I'm
I
not.
mean,
Yeah.
not good.
Nah, you can.
I
You
mean,
can. You can.
for me, I had to get to the point where I had to realize that everything ain't for everybody. So, you know, the ones that understand that dig it, they gonna support and they gonna tell others. The ones that don't, tune them out. You know what I'm saying, you know, you can't please everybody. And then when you're dealing with something like homelessness, that's a worldwide issue. Um, you got some people that don't want you to expose that. I'm in Philly, where you know this is a major city. You know what I'm saying, like your New York's, like your LA's, like this is a major city on the East Coast. To expose something that is a problem in a major city, that could get you in some trouble. But I wasn't worried about none of that. So I at first it was like one of them things I want everybody to support. I'm doing something good. I want everybody to jump behind it. But I may think it's good, somebody else may not. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, and I still got a street hustler's mentality. I mean,
Yeah.
if you selling a product, a shirt, a sneaker, whatever, you got some that's gonna think it's ugly, you got some that's gonna love it. I mean, try to capitalize off those who love it. You know what I'm saying? So I still get backlash to this day. I still get people like, oh, why you record? Why you do this? Why you do that? I know that it's to raise awareness. I mean, this is
Yeah.
ministry for me. I mean, it ain't for no clout or nothing like that. It's strictly ministry for me. So, I mean, I let God handle everything else, handle everybody else. I mean, soften the hearts of those who don't dig it yet. They end up. I mean, it end up being if you can't beat them, join them. I mean, and that's been my situation since I started. Some people start off not understanding, but over time, it's like one boy consistent. If I can't give him nothing else, he out there every day. I might just support that aspect that he doing something that he love and he out there doing it, putting it in our faces. Everything else, I mean, I let God handle that. I ain't tripping.
So you said you had to. So was you being a barber before you started cutting their hair? Or you was doing a different job.
I was doing a different job. So I was a barber. I started cutting hair around like '05. Um, I moved to Philly in I think like 2014, something like that. Once I moved to Philly, I stopped cutting hair. I was working, I was selling suits. So I always wanted to be heavy in the fashion game. So I was working at a store selling suits. And, you know, I moved here from the Chester, PA, Delaware area,
I know what
and
that's
where
at.
it's not a lot of homeless people. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
when I moved to Philly and I'm working downtown, I'm right downtown. And I mean, I'm seeing homeless people every day. It was different for me. But yeah, I was working at a suit spot. I never forget when after I did my first haircut, I had a day off. That's when I went out. I went back to work and I was telling them I was working for some Arabian cat. And I was telling them like, yo, man, I went and did X, Y, and Z. I'm thinking about like, you know, doing that full time. And the boy that was the boss, he looked at me and said, man, you'd be crazy if you quit this job to go and work for. excuse my language, some bums, and that was the fire that lit. Like that's how a lot of people look at these cats, and they really are people. You know what I'm saying? And I quit my job. A couple weeks after that conversation, I would go out every now and then, and I would have days off. And one day I went to work. I probably was only there for probably an hour. I called my wife like, "Man, I'm ready to quit this job." She was like, "Well, we got bills." So I said, "You know what? You right." Hung up. Probably an hour after that, I said, "Man, I don't care, man. I'm out." No 2 weeks notice, no nothing. I did. They probably still waiting for me to come to work.
Nigga sitting there like, hey, yo, man, hey, man, he went to lunch and never came the fuck back.
Went to lunch and come back for 7 years.
Where now they on Instagram like, hey, there he is right
Yeah, straight up. That's literally how it happened. I ain't tell them nothing. Like I just didn't go back. Like literally. 7 years later, we built something crazy.
here. Yeah. So when did you see that not only was you helping other people, but it was affecting your regular life and it's helping you now? When did that
Uh,
transition happen where it was like, yo, now it pays like I help pays the bills, even though I don't charge them for their haircuts.
mm-hmm.
Like just the whole business behind it. Me trying to help someone else benefits me.
Me. Yeah.
Like how the saying go? When they go, I mean, you do a good deed comes back to you. Like you wasn't looking at it like I'm trying to change my life. I'm trying to
Right,
change
right,
your
right.
life, and you're helping me change my life.
For sure, for sure. I never looked at it like I'm going to gain anything from this. I
Right.
mean, I knew that when you're dealing with social media is a powerful, powerful tool. And honestly, I think social media would change my life, honestly. But I never looked at it like, yo, this is going to be like a long term situation. But the moment I realized, like, this is life changing, probably was when I got my first like endorsement check
Mm.
from Andis, which is like the number one clipper company in the world. When they just cut me a check just to post on social media myself using their clippers, I said, yo, this is a big deal. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, being a barber, Andis is like, I'm saying, that's crazy. Like, and now they coming for me. I don't even ask them for nothing for no free clipping. They coming for me and it's a check behind it. That's why I'm like, all right, now I'm trying to learn how to capitalize on the business side. You know what I'm saying? But I knew the main thing, the most important thing was to continue to cut, continue to go out there. I mean, and then start try to tell their story and stuff like that. But after that, after Andis, everything else just got crazy and crazy. It was TV shows. I think I did the Rachel Ray show. I didn't know who Rachel Ray was,
Mm.
but she wanted me to do her show, and I knew she was big somewhere. The show is national syndicated. She on primetime TV, so I'm saying, and
Of
then
course.
then the Ellens start reaching out, then the Steve Harvey start reaching out. Now it's like, bro, if you was thinking about doing something else, it's over. Like if you was thinking about going
Here
back
it
to
is
work,
right here.
yeah, it just man, it's been a mind blowing journey. You know what I'm saying, like still to this day, like I said, 7 years in, most feel good stories they die down,
Yeah.
but I'm still relevant. Like I'm still out here. I'm still moving. People know me about the initiative. What's next? Like it's still moving.
Well, I'm glad and I'm happy and I'm honored that you accepted the invitation to come sit with me and talk. Because my co-host was the original one who showed me you. And he like, yo, haircuts for homeless. He from Philly. He cut the homeless people hair. Da, da, da. I was like, oh yeah. And he is like, yeah. And then I told him, I said, well, then talk to him, see if he'll want to come down and tell a story and stuff. And he like, all right, I got you. He never did it. So then,
Oh yeah,
yeah, so he never did it. And I'm like, all right. So then my sister was like, he playing around. I'll go get him. I'm gonna go talk to him. And I was like, all right. So that's who you end up talking to. But because I
Okay.
eventually I thought because I wanted to do it in person. And she was like, well,
Yeah.
he's on tour right now. I said, look, whether he doing or I got everything he needs, Zoom, whatever. If he want to tell his story, he want to use parts of his interview for promo, I don't care. Because I just feel like you got a story that should have been that should be told on a broader scale and told the way you want to tell it.
Right.
And that's where people like, because I know you, like you said, Steve Harvey, you said all the shows, but it's like at the end of the day, there's some form of filter there. So
Yeah.
it's like I want you to like tell it how you feel like telling it. Like there's no time limit on you delivering your message. So when you was like, yeah, I was like, hell yeah. So when I was sitting in the meeting room earlier, I'm like, oh, fucking heck. I'm just sitting here like 30 minutes. I'm just staring at the screen. Like I'm talking to my boy. I'm like, yo, I'm waiting for him to come in here. I said, that's when I hit her like, yo, he never came. And then that's when she was like, that's on me. I just seen his email, and I was like, "Hopefully, you still want to do it." And you was like, "Yeah." So I just let's get it.
Yeah, man, I ain't no, like I said, I'm super sturdy. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm really, I ain't. Everybody gives the title of celebrity. You know what I'm saying, and even if you look at most celebrities, you'll never hear them as that person. Everybody else makes them who they are. But when you get in their comfort zone, they really just regular cats. Like they
Regular
just
people.
doing podcasts and stuff like that. I'm doing it all. Like I'm not unreachable. You know what I'm saying? And I don't put no category on, oh, this is a small thing or this is a big thing. No, any way I could, go ahead and let people know about who I am and what I do. I'm sure it's some people that don't follow me that follow you and vice versa. So I'm not on that. Like I'm doing whatever. I wanted to do the in person thing, but I just knew it was gonna be a conflict with my schedule. And I knew I wanted. So I moved a little fast.
It's all
But
good. When you come back, we can do your second time up here. We can do
yeah, let's do it. I'm with it all, bro. I ain't one of them. You know what I'm saying?
so because I was on your page and I seen it was one you did of that's probably the one you're talking about. I seen when you did the young boy. Like he wasn't young like a kid, but he wasn't older like some of the
Right,
other
right,
people.
right.
And when I seen that, I was just like, homeless come in all ages, shapes. Cause I was just cause I'm big on like I always say, like, yo, if I ever ran into any kind of money, I understand the famous and rich people who give away a nice percentage of their salary to certain charities that do certain things for certain people.
Yeah,
Because I always look at it like if one of the best things Tupac ever said was like, yo, they got enough money to give it to you if you win the lottery. But they ain't got enough money to feed the homeless. Makes no sense. I got enough money to give you to win the lottery. And that's millions, sometimes billions. But we ain't got enough money to go to one shelter and feed them for 10 years. So I truly I truly appreciate that you do that. That's the smallest gesture. Like a haircut, makes you feel like a different person. You could
sure.
you could right now you can have some dirty clothes on. That fresh haircut make you feel like them clothes ain't dirty though. You sitting there like,
Right.
that's why I was like, yo, that shit is beautiful. Because then when you do the before and after, and you show them without the haircut, every time you show the after, they smiling.
Every time.
Every single time they might be sitting there grumpy, all mad with the mean face. Soon as you show the after, motherfuckers are smiling like they in GQ. That shit is amazing. What you do, that shit is beautiful. And me being from Jersey and you being from Philly, I'm happy it's the East Coast, brother.
No doubt.
You feel me?
No doubt.
I appreciate that. I mean, I think that's you see people all the time say, "Oh, I just want everybody to win. I just want to see things positive." But you don't see everybody actually act on it. It's free to
Mm-hmm.
help out. You don't need money all the time. Giving somebody something to eat, it's free to help out.
For sure.
You giving them a free hit, yo, this is free. Go and sit down. I know you hesitant, but I got you. Sit down,
Mm-hmm.
cut you. It's the least I could do. And then you took it on tour. How was it experience? Is the homeless experience different from Philly? Like you just like, oh, like it's really bad in this area. Or is it just like a I don't even know how to explain it, but like was it a culture shock to you to see homeless people in different kind of states the way it's maneuvered? Because some states they're real disrespectful to them, and some states they're not disrespectful to them, they're just homeless.
Right.
So
It's different everywhere for sure. Um, so for instance, like Cali is one of the richest uh cities, states in the world. So they're homeless. I call them bougie homeless. Like they don't getting a meal is easy to them. Some food is easy because they're around that.
yeah,
But they want bigger. Like they not asking for a few dollars. They asking for life changing. You know what I'm saying? Like because they know they can get it out there. It's
yeah,
Cali. That's where all these celebrities at. That's where what they asking for is totally different. Their panhandling is different. Their living situation is different. Like their tents, they so crappy out there where they live in a tent. They found out a way to get power, so they got TVs in their joint. They ain't just got no blanket and they not just under a bridge. No, they got real situations. Like they got little mini apartments. No
yeah.
lie. So,
That's bougie.
but then
That's
you got
bougie.
like, huh?
I said, yeah, you right with the bougie. You right.
Yeah, like they're a different type of. They still homeless, but their grind is totally different. You know what I'm saying? But then you got like New Orleans. Me and my squad we went to New Orleans, and between New Orleans and Atlanta, totally changed my whole outlook on everything surviving the homeless. Um, New Orleans, they had just got over, I think, like one of them hurricanes. Let's just say Hurricane Katrina or something like that.
Mm.
So they wasn't homeless because of drugs or just getting out of jail. They literally lost it all. All they had was each other. So out there, their grind is different. They really trying to start from the bottom. You know what I'm saying? Um, Atlanta. Atlanta is the first place that I traveled to where I seen homeless families. Mom, dad, 3 kids, mom, 4 kids, dad, two. You know what I'm saying? It was like the whole family was homeless. It wasn't like one of them things where in Philly where they got shelters for your mom, for the mom and for the kids, and the dad just gotta figure it out.
Yeah.
No, it's like if one of us homeless, we all homeless. That's how Atlanta get down. I mean, now Philly is it's a mixture of everything. You got, it's more shelters here. They cater more to again to females and children. Um, but the shelters here are terrible. A lot of people don't want to go. They treat them crazy. I feel like these shelters they hire people just to do a job. But when you're doing a job like this, your heart gotta be in it. If your heart not in it, then you're gonna be just one of them regular people that see the homeless on the street and don't really care too much about them. Okay, but yeah, homeless is everywhere is different. I'm saying Camden is more drug related. I mean, you know, a lot of them not even really homeless, but they out there, they try to get their fix, whatever the case may
Mm-hmm.
be. When their high go down, they go home, or they go where they know that they can lay their head. You know what I'm saying Atlantic City was another rough spot, but yeah, it's different everywhere, man. I mean, but one thing they all got in common is, they're trying to everybody's trying to figure out what they can do to help. That's where I come in.
Yo, the homeless family would have fucked me up. I ain't even gonna lie to you. That shit would have the whole family? That
Whole family, bro. Cat, dog, whatever. If one of us, all of us. I respect it, but it's sad when you see a 8-month-old who he ain't asked to be here. and he living in that stroller. You know what I'm saying? Mom trying to figure it out, dad trying to figure it out, kids trying to figure it out. You know what I'm saying? The family thing, that was different. That
Shit,
was different. That homeless family joint was crazy.
shit fucking me up right now. So when you get to these states, how do you how do you how do you pick where you setting up shop at?
Well, I always try to put like a squad together or try to find somebody that's already down there that can do the leg work for me. That could go around and be like, yo, this is the area where, you know what I'm saying? The first like 2, 3 years of doing the tour, I would go down a few days early, map it out, ask some questions. But for the most part, most homeless people want to be downtown. They want to be
Okay.
where the student size is at. And they more than likely they want to be in the park. So I already know that from from being here in Philly. If I can find a park that's downtown, I can find homeless people. You know what I mean? So that's how I would, I would do it early on. Now, like I said, I try to find somebody down there that can do all the leg work, promo, this, that, and third. Let people know I'm coming, reach out to shelters, whatever the case may be. And we try to make it a big event. See, my whole thing is, even though you're homeless, I want to take your mind off of whatever you're going through,
Yeah.
even if it's for that day. So we try to make it an event, we get the food involved and whatever else. And you know, rock out for the moment, just so you can have a good time and whatever the case may be. And at least for that few hours, you're not thinking about everything that's going on. Okay?
So how long do you give a location? Like you stay like 2 days, a day? Like how long do you give
Yeah.
a location when it's actually time to do the cutting part?
So it depends on where I'm at. So anything close to Philly, Camden, DC, Atlantic City, places like that, Delaware, it's like a 1 day thing. I mean, I promote it for 2 weeks and then I set a date and I'm there for that date. When I go far, New Orleans, Atlanta, it's usually like a 3, 4 day situation. Um, but I travel with a team, so as far as the cutting part, in 1 day we can cut hundreds of people. You know what I'm saying? So I don't have to cut too long, but I still try to go down, say for the weekend, Friday through Sunday. And Friday I try to do as much promo as possible. Saturday might be the event. Sunday I try to see the city, plan for the following year. And then I'm back home or to the next spot.
So do your tour schedule change, or is it like every summer, or do you change it up every year?
No, it's usually I kick it off in like May. I try to do the close cities starting in May, and then when my kids is out of school, then I can kind of move. Move
Yeah.
out. So from May to September. Yeah, May to September is always the same. Now the cities might change, but I always break it up until from May to September where I'm gonna go at, where I'm gonna be at, and all that.
So do you add new states every year? Like every year you add like an area you haven't done yet?
Yeah, for sure. So like this year I added New York, I added North Carolina, because they a couple places I haven't been. But I always make sure that the major cities that impacted me, I go back to visit. I know that those people are waiting. Like they waiting for the bull from Philly to come down. So Atlanta, New Orleans, Camden, and Wilmington, Delaware are the four cities that I always go to no matter what. And then after that, I'll add 5 or 6 cities that I haven't been to.
So
And Chester, I go to Chester every year too.
Chester.
Just that's home for me.
All right. So now that you here, it's a business. It's now a brand as well.
Yeah.
What do you look to accomplish from it? Like, what do you see this 5 years from now? Like, what do you, well, not what do you see it? What do you want from this? Like, what do you want this to be? Like, you want it to be like, if you could lay out your 5 year plan, it's like, oh man, I want to be cutting hair in China. Like, I want to make this shit global.
That's what I want.
Yeah, I
I
could.
want the tour to be an international tour. I feel like the states, I got them in the bag. I mean, the states that I need to visit or that
Mhm.
is struggling with homelessness. If I haven't been there yet, I'm going. Um, but I want this to be international. I've done work not in China, like physically, but I was in like a magazine over there, and I was in like a magazine in like Brazil or something. I mean, so I've touched certain areas where I couldn't physically touch, so they know what I'm on. I mean, now I gotta be present. I gotta show
Mhm.
up. You know what I'm saying? So I want an international tour in 5 years from now, the Compassion Center. So everything that involves Haircut for Homeless is all centered around compassion, being compassionate to people, showing love, spreading love. Like that's my motto. That's what I live by. So my tour is called the Cuts of Compassion Tour. My team of barbers and stylists is the Compassion Crew. And in 5 years, God willing, I'll have the first, possibly maybe second or third Compassion Center location. The Compassion Center is basically a homeless shelter, resource center, drug rehab center, and everything is surrounded by the homeless. Like this is where they can come back, go through whatever programs, learn trades, have access to computers, we connect them with family, we get them jobs. We do all of the things that, the haircut opened the door to be able to do. You know what I'm saying? So because when I present them with a haircut, they sit in the chair. Now I'm talking to them. Yo, what you want out of life? What you trying to do? You got this, you got that, you got a birth certificate, you got a social security card. Nah, I don't got none of that stuff. Okay, well, if you come to the compassion center, we're gonna help you get all of those things. When the last time you talked to your kids, man, in 10 years, we're gonna help you connect to your family. You know what I'm saying? So that's what the compassion center is. That's what I'm actually working on now. So now that I got downtime, the tour is over, we're going to into the winter season. Um, I'm really working on trying to, get the first location of the compassion center up and running. And yeah, that's what we on. But I'm gonna never stop cutting. But I mean, after the haircut, I gotta have somewhere to send them. I'm saying,
Yeah,
so I can be able to say, yo, we got transportation. We taking 15 people on Monday, 30 on Tuesday, 20 on I'm saying. We take them to the compassion center. Now once they there. You know what I'm saying? My thing is I want to get them out of the element, out of if they dealing with drugs, if I remove them from the area where drugs is accessible, and I place them on this campus where they're around a bunch of people that look like them, that talk like them, that's struggling like them, and get them to open up and start, digging deep into healing. And I mean, figuring out which ways to go, then we could kind of, combat the problem. But that's what we on now, man. That's shelter. We want a shelter.
yo, man, you got my full support. You got my full support next year. And next year, when you go on your tours to Camden and all the areas that's close by, I'll come down there to support, man. No
Man,
lie.
pull up, man.
Want,
Pull
want,
up.
want me to serve the food? I'll throw the gloves on, man. Whatever you need, man.
All that.
I
For real,
got you.
I
I
just
don't know how
need
to cut
bodies,
your hair, but
man.
I got you.
I just need bodies. I need all hands on deck, man. I just need people that's like minded, that understand what it is that I'm trying to do and I'm trying to accomplish. You know what I mean, and don't mind being in an area that could be uncomfortable or unfamiliar, but saying
Yeah,
I'm gonna jump on. That's all I need, man. People, money, all that come. I ain't worried about that. But to be stronger together. You know what I'm
yes,
saying?
we are. Yes, we are. I'm 100% full support. Like I'll come down, whatever you need when you open up the center. I come down, help when I can. Like yo, I really do support your mind frame and your heart
No
to do
doubt.
this because you took what was a haircut and you trying to manifest that into technically a rescue team. Like we here
Yeah,
to help you. Like, yo, go get you something to eat, get you a good wash, to go some fresh clothes right there. Let's get your paperwork done. Let's get you a job. Let's get you back on your feet.
that's it. Let's get you back to living life the way that you probably once lived. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing that I think we forget as people is that everybody that's homeless, they once lived. Like they once, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I do this thing called the Rebranding Humanity Project,
Okay.
where one day I was cutting this boy hair. It was about 3, 4 years ago. It was like 6 o'clock. The sun was shining. It was people everywhere going to dinner, the whole 9 yards. He was like, "Hey man, I remember when I used to get dressed, go out to eat any restaurant I wanted. Like I remember I lived that life." And a light bulb went off in my head. Like, what if I created some type of situation where I could take guys that's doing well, that's trying to get back on their feet, and get them a glimpse of what it looked like when they, could do that. So he was the first candidate of the Rebranding Manager Project. Got him a hotel room. I called in a stylist, a friend of mine, a stylist. Took him to a suit spot, tailored him up, got him a suit. Told him to pick a restaurant. He picked, I think it was like Chima's or Fogo de Chao, something like that. And we just went out and had a good time. Took him back to the hotel. He rested for a minute, and that changed his whole life. Literally, I didn't see him for a while. It's crazy, right? After that happened, I went to go check up on him maybe like 2 weeks later. We're at the spot where he usually at. He was going to all the stuff. So I'm like, damn, I wonder where my man at. Probably two, yeah, like 2 years later, I get a message on Facebook. It's him. My man went and checked himself in the rehab,
Mm.
picked up weight. When I was rapping with him, it's crazy. I'm gonna share. I'm gonna email you folks the pictures because it's gonna blow your mind. But when I was rapping with him, he probably like 100 pounds, soaking wet. Like it was bad. Man, he 200 pounds, solid, working. He had a daughter that he ain't talked to for a while. Reconnected with his daughter. Like when I say this boy different, I say, yo, this is what it's about, man. Like that one moment of, taking him and letting him have a little flashback was
Yeah.
enough motivation to go ahead and check himself into rehab and handle his business. And now he's back to living how he wanted to live. All along. He just needed somebody that was going, I guess, vouch for him, that was going to have his back.
Yeah.
And
Help him get to the person he remember being. And
that's a lot of these cats, though. That's a lot of them. They want nobody will believe them if they said, "Yo, I was such and such, or I did such and such." You know what I'm saying? Nobody will believe them. I always believe in them. You know what I mean, unless they prove me wrong, because I ain't gonna make it paint a picture like everybody out there don't be. On BS sometimes, but a handful of them, they really, yeah. I done met boys that I hit the lottery. I done met a boy who's a lightweight, heavyweight champion of the world. Like these boys is homeless, but they need somebody that's gonna believe in them. That's all I try to do. Ain't even about the haircut. The haircut is secondary. Man.
because I remember being the reason why I always most of the time believed them. I remember being younger, driving around with my father, and we'd stop and see a homeless person or somebody on drugs. And my father would be like, I went to school with her, or I went to school with him. You wouldn't believe that was the most popular dude in high school. Like you wouldn't believe. Like my father showed me one guy. He was like, "Yo, you wouldn't even believe he went to the NBA." And I was like,
Wow.
"What?" My father was like, "I'm dead serious. Like he went to the NBA. Now look at him." And I was like, "Yo, what is it?" My father was like, "Well, for him, it's drugs. For other people, it's not that. But it's like,
Right.
yo, some of them really lived life before tragedy struck."
Look at Delonte West. Every time I see a video of Delonte West, because again, I'm from this area. I lived through the whole St. Joe's, and he was that boy, and him and Jameer Nelson, the best backcourt in college basketball. And I seen it with my own eyes. So now the thing, going through the struggle that he's going through now, it's like nobody believed that he was Delonte West and he went to the league and was there for
Yeah,
some time. Like, nobody believed that. You know what I'm saying? It's a sad situation, but we gotta get to the point where we ready to get our hands dirty, man. I'm all the way in. Like life, I devoted my life to this. You know what I'm saying? Like it ain't no I'm all the way dug in. Like I couldn't quit right now if I wanted to. And there's days where I'll be like, man, I don't feel like it. Like,
yeah,
but I know that I got people blood on my hands, literally. Like it's boys that done told me, like, yo, you wasn't here yesterday, man. I was going through it, I almost ended it all. Just because I didn't show up and they ain't had nobody to talk to. You know what I'm saying? Like I realized that that's why I call it ministry. Like it's real life, the Lord's work. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. You understand, but you don't know how touching like this is, like to literally have someone invest their life into changing someone else's life. How do you balance the two? Your personal life, your wife and kids. Like, I know you're becoming so busy. Like, how do you balance it? Because even with my pie, like me and my lady talk all the time about balancing it. Because I know you creating something, but there's a chance one day to blow. How are you able to balance both?
Uh, it's gotten easier. Um, it was hard in the beginning because I was always on the go, and I um I was putting other people's lives in the place of my own family, and I was expecting them to understand. But you know, when God give you a vision or something like that, I'm saying it ain't for everybody. Everybody won't understand it. So even that goes all the way down to my family. Now my wife, she's a little more lenient. She understood after I explained like, yo, this is, it's bigger than that. She jumped on board. With my kids, they was young, so they didn't really understand. I mean, they didn't understand when um there wasn't no money coming in. And the little bit that I had, I was trying to, look out for people that I didn't know. They didn't get that, you know what I'm saying? It got easier as we got bigger. And then what I started doing was I started including them in everything. Yo, we going out to feed the homeless. Yo, we going out to do this. We going out to do that. Daddy about to go on tour. Instead of y'all staying home this year, y'all coming with me. We out. When I start including them, now they seeing it like, oh wow, like this what dad is out there doing. Like this is okay. I'm starting to get it. We do any Christmas drive or donate toys and stuff like that. I would have my kids on point. Yo, pick a toy out. It's not for you. You're gonna take it to give it to. Oh, come on, nah. And then when they see the reaction of a kid that wasn't expecting to get nothing, it's like, oh wow, all right. I mean, so yeah, I mean, it definitely was hard, but over time, it gets better. It gets easier. You know what I'm saying, um, but yeah, that's balancing work and personal is always gonna be one of the things where it's gonna be like a struggle. I mean, but it is what it is, man. It works itself out.
Yeah, yeah. I asked you that because um when my to me my pot is still small, but when I first started, I was able to rip and run and do it how I do it. But as it
Mm.
got bigger, like reaching out to people as such as yourself and other guests, it's like I said, yo, I need to start building a team. But why build a team with people I do not know when my wife is sitting here with a degree in communications?
Yeah, that's wild.
You see what I'm saying? So why pay you when we could stack this money together, or we could stack this business together. So I tell her, yo, I want this guest. Like I always work on the small guests, like the local guests. Like I got that. I can email them, I can text them or whatever. When they come to them guests that been places, I'd be like, yo, communication time, yo. So she's a part of the brand. She's a part of the team. My son, I don't know if you can hear it if I hit the buttons, but I have drops. Like if you're in person and I hit the button, all the voices is my son.
Right.
So it sounds like a little kid. That's because it is a 3-year-old. And I just tell him like, yo, say this and then get a mic and then I hit the button. So I try to incorporate my family with everything because anything that's made, it affects my household. Whether it's money, publicity, it affects my household. Whether it's, hey, come host this award show. Well, the free ticket's gonna go to my family anyway. So y'all come on. Like, so that's why I asked you, like, how do you balance it? But you said it perfect. You now bring your kids with you. Because I myself have been wanting to, I'm trying to learn how to do it, but every Father's Day I tell myself, I'm trying to get up on Father's Day and feed the homeless. But every year something happens for some strange reason that's a negative where I can't make it happen.
Right.
But that's one of my dream things to do is just to it ain't even got to be on Father's Day, just around the weekend of Father's Day, because there are a lot of homeless fathers. And I want to like Father's Day, Mother's Day, and it's like, yeah, I just want to put together some meals, whether they home cook, whether they whatever. And I just want to spend my morning just feeding them. Like that's something I always
that is just that simple. Like, do it. One day make some sandwiches, you know what I'm saying? Or it could be something light. It ain't gotta be nothing too that you gotta put a lot of thought into. I mean, I think the biggest thing when it comes to doing something for other people, myself included, is because we know we're not gaining nothing from it, we kind of be like, yo, I want to do it, but we don't put that super effort into it. But if somebody said, I want you to do this, and I'm going to write you a check for 10,000, you're going to do it like that because you know that you're gaining something.
You're going to bake the motherfucking bread.
Yeah, like when you ain't gaining nothing, it's like, I'm going to do it, but it's no pressure. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, something like that, you just got to do it. I mean, you just got to not think nothing about it and just do it. It ain't like you said, it ain't gotta be Father's Day. That needs to be like a tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'm in the crib, man. I'm about to go out to such and such. But if I make 5 sandwiches, at least on my way to where I'm going, I can hand them joints out. You know what I'm saying? Valentine's Day, I go and I get the little boxes of chocolate. I know Valentine's Day is a love day, and everybody want to feel love. And I don't never make it a duty to just go out and hand them out. I know if I gotta go to a destination, if I got them in my car on that day, then I'm gonna see 5 people that, you know what I'm saying, that could use it. So I just, boom, I'm already out there anyway. It ain't cost me nothing but $7. Why not? $7 to make somebody's day. I'll take that all day long.
Yeah, man. So I would love to one day once I start with the feeding the homeless, I would love to one day hopefully collab with you. We could do the haircuts and the food together.
Whenever you're ready, bro. Like I said, I'm already out there. So
yeah, you already on the front line, man. But
so you just come down, like you just added especially to what I'm already doing. So of course, why not? Every other Friday I do a pop-up pizza party where I don't tell the homeless, like they know I'm gonna be out there cutting, but I don't tell them that I'm providing lunch. I just pop up with certain pieces, you know what I'm saying? So that way, because it's a shelter literally a block away from where I be cutting at. And they hate this place, but it's the only place that feed them, like, consistently. What I try to do is on that Friday, I get out there before while they on their way to the place, or like right before they, you know what I'm saying, and be like, yo, you ain't gotta eat there. And they be super happy, like, man, I want that food anyway. But I mean, I hand out pizzas and sodas or whatever. I said I just closed the tour. I did a cookout, major cookout. I mean, it was crazy. Food, water ice, the whole 9 yards, and it was that cookout feel, like DJ, music popping, like we was out that joint, line dancing and all that. That type of stuff makes their day, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
come on out, man. You know, whenever you ready. What part of Jersey you in?
I'm in North. I'm in North New Jersey.
Oh, you down there with Sue surfing now.
Yeah. Yeah, that's exactly where I'm at over there with surfing them.
Yeah, I already know. I was gonna say I'll pop up on you, but nah, you gonna come on over to Philly. I don't want Turk coming to see me. I don't want no. I'm cool. Who should? I don't want Suge popping up on me. Yeah. You know what's crazy though? I did a job, bro. I was in North. Some organization reached out to me. They paid me a bag too to come to this community center and cut some cats. Now, yo, it was crazy up that joint. Y'all different. Y'all different up there.
But you see why I wanna. I mean, I want to come. I want to come out there and I want to help.
Nah, I come up there though. I mean, we put a play together. I'll come through. I go anywhere, man. I'm sturdy like that. But I'll come through. I'm sure Newark is kind of like a Camden or a Chester, like where I'm from, and
Yeah,
it's kind of the same, like one of inner cities where they need that type of love. You know what I'm saying there
that's
ain't too
they
many
know.
people that can pour out.
It ain't too many, and that's something. And that's something. And I think it's beautiful that you take. You don't mind going to areas that's uncomfortable.
No,
That's the most thing because people will be like, "Yo, I'm coming to PA," and they go to one of them cities, and you like, you need to be in this one, but
yeah, you need to be in Kensington.
yeah, but you over here, you don't need to be there. You need to be over here. This is where it's
Yeah,
extremely bad at. So
right, right.
I respect that so much because that's the hardest part because when you in those areas, you got to deal with the people who don't understand it. Then you got to deal with the motherfuckers that's just disrespectful with it for no
Yeah,
reason. Like, yo, bro, I'm here helping, and you here trying to be an asshole and pressing your friends walking down the street, and it's like, yo, that's not what this is. Like you say, like you'll be cutting hair, motherfucker, walk past just some wild ignorant shit, and it's like, yo, that's not what I'm here for, bro.
yeah.
Like, so,
See,
so
I don't get people that try me like that because they still see the nigga in me. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
I got you.
So they see what I'm doing. I'm super Christian, so I got my gospel music playing and all that. But they can tell, like you know how you can see a nigga and be like, he ain't the one to play with. Like I'm a chill off of him. I get that type of respect. Like, you know what I'm saying? Now you might have right now and then somebody say something, but I ain't worried about that. I ain't going to jail over no words. But as far as trying to approach me on something different, they ain't trying me on that level. You know what I'm saying? Because they still could tell like Bull looked like he probably, back in the day probably put some type of work in or something. I mean, and they not lying. Like I ain't always been super.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been in the mix. So yeah, they don't. I ain't never tried it like that. They better not.
All right, man. I know you're a busy man, but before I let you go or anything like that, we got a game we play called Cap and Facts. We ask you, yeah, we ask you 5 questions. If you agree, it's facts. If you disagree, it's cap. And you can explain your answer, but you can't say it's both. Or you gotta pick either or. All right. The first question is overreacting has its consequences.
Overreacting has its consequences. I guess there's some facts to that. I guess you can say that. Some facts to that.
All right. I think you'll appreciate this question. If you don't enjoy doing it for free, maybe it's not the profession for you.
That's facts. That's big facts.
I figured that with the haircuts. That's why I was like, maybe I think you'll enjoy this question.
Yeah, that's big facts.
All right. Stability is a must with anything that you're doing.
Financial stability or just the stability as a whole?
Just stability as a whole. Like, just like, all right, you cut hair, but your ability to be stable and living or whatever it is gives you the ability to go out there every day and consistently do it.
If you put it that way, I guess that's bad. And I don't know, I could go either way.
Okay.
You gotta be stable, but being stable is not always I don't that's a tough one. Cause now financially stable allows you to be able to just live freely and do what you gotta do. But you can be financially stable and angry and mad at everybody. You just got a couple of odds.
I got you.
So it's like, is it a must? I don't know. Is it a must? I don't know. That's I'm gonna say that's cap just because the first two is facts.
Okay. No matter what you do in life, you need a team.
That's cap.
Okay.
You need somebody.
But a
Well,
team,
no,
two
you don't
people.
even always need somebody. You don't always need somebody. I mean, it'll help, but you can get the job done by yourself. But I feel like a team helps get it done faster or open your eyes to things, a different perspective. But if it comes down to it, you can get it done alone.
Yeah.
Depends on what it is.
Somebody told me, it was like, yo, you need a team. And I disagreed because I was like, if you watch my pod in person, I shoot it, I edit it, I record it, I do everything. I don't have nobody. And he was like,
Right.
nah, you do. He was like, nah, you do got a team. I said, why? He said, who emailed me? It wasn't you. I was like, you got a whole point. He said, that's all I'm saying. He said, your team ain't got to be 50 people, but the
Right.
person that emailed me is a part of your team. I was like, all right.
But in that case, you could have been the one to email on
True.
top of doing
True.
that. Okay? Now, with my situation, I just realized how much I needed a team. At first, it was me answering emails, going out, cutting, taking events, doing, popping up at this appearances, yada yada. But I knew that all I wanted to do was cut hair. Like that's all I really want to do. So now it's somebody else answering emails, it's somebody else controlling social media. Like I said, I can do all those things, but if I want to get the job done or if I want to focus on one thing, then a team is necessary. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
that's another I could go both ways, but it's not like you. I definitely need a team,
You know what?
but you don't
You know
want to
what?
have a headache at the end of the night.
I'm gonna tell you what I realized I needed the team, right? When the request for this, I used to record every single week. Like every single Thursday I record and then it'll come out the following Thursday.
Right.
Yo, one day it was like some important people that hit me, and I really wanted to get them in. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I stack recorded them. So this week it was 2. This week it was 2. This week it was 3. But it was back to back to back to back. I'm the editor. I'm looking at this shit like, hey, yeah, we not recording in September. Like, I only got 2 episodes in September. I said, yo, we not recording in September. They said, why? I said, for the first time, I've been doing this shit for 6, 7 years. For the first time, I put myself in the corner where it's too much for me to fucking edit.
Wow.
And then that's when they was like, yeah, I said, yo, I gotta space it out. I got the interviews done though, but I'm like, yo, I gotta space it out. That's when I sat there and I was like, damn, I need an editor. Cause this shit, he did this shit with no problem. I'm sitting in the house like, and I'm so self-effect. I edit on the iPhone. Like I record it, I send it to the cloud, take it off, go into the iPhone, logos, everything. Like even this episode, like right on it, I'm doing it straight from the iPhone.
Right.
So I realized in the month of August, it is time for me to finally take the editing cap off and hand it to somebody else.
and it's going to free up so much space, and it's going to take so much off your shoulders. You know what I'm saying? A team is essential, but again, back to your question, is it like do you definitely need one? I would say no, but it will help. I would never tell nobody, yo, don't go get a team. But if you want them type of people where you can do everything on your own, then keep that money in your pocket for now. It's going to get overwhelming at some point.
I got you. All right. So my last question, how my focus go out? My last question. It's easier to fail than it is to succeed.
Is it easier to fail
than it is to succeed?
Yeah, that's facts. I think that's facts. I think that's facts. Yeah. Yeah. Especially if you go into something not thinking you know what you really know.
Mm-hmm.
You get that wake up call, eat like quick, fast, and in a hurry. Yeah, that's facts. I like that.
Well, that was Cap and Facts.
That was it. You don't
Yeah,
got no more from me?
nah,
I like that game.
Huh?
I said I like that little game.
I got one more. I got one more question. If you want one more question,
What's up?
Hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard.
That's facts. I think that's facts. Yeah.
Because there's somebody in the world right now doing exactly what you're doing, but they're not working as hard as you're working.
No doubt. Yeah. When it comes to like a lot of NBA players, I feel like that quote or statement holds heavy because you got some cats that are not as talented, but they work harder, and that got them the spot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's facts.
Now that's the entire question list on the Cap and Facts for today.
That's a good jump.
So I appreciate you playing that. I appreciate you playing that game, and I'm glad you enjoyed it. I ain't gonna keep you much longer. I know you gotta go handle business or whatever, but I do want to thank you for coming through here, showing love, telling your story, and just sharing your experiences from the different cities, the different states, the different lifestyle that is haircuts for homeless.
No doubt. Appreciate you having me, man. Anytime. Anytime.
I sip, I roll my weed up. Niggas trip, but they can't see us. Big plays when I'm on top now. I got this, kick your feet up. Watch how I double up now. It's gonna cost 10 to see.